Hi, Emily Letran here, your certified high performance coach. I have just finished speaking at my friend Sue Brooks' Ignite Your Biz event over in Burbank, California. And, during the break, some of the attendees came up to speak to me. And one of them mentioned how she had missed certain opportunities to be in a best-selling book just because when the opportunity was presented to her, um, she didn't think she was ready for it. Another attendee say when this other opportunity was presented to her, she didn't have anything ready, and or she didn't think it was a good idea, and the opportunity passed by. And I want to share with you one thing about being a high performer or being able to excel in your business is you always have to be ready. You always have to be prepared because you never know when the opportunity arises. For example, when I was in the UK speaking back in October, I was there at one of my friends' conference, and one of the person I met there is an editor of a magazine. The magazine is called Global Woman Magazine. So when I met her, we made a little connection, and what I offer her was, you can be on my web radio show called Fast Track to High Performance, where you can share your story, how you came from Albania, how you now are doing your PhD program in the UK, how you created this magazine, and you want to give women globally a voice in business. And so I invited her to be on my web radio show. She accepted that, and in turn, she invited me to be interviewed on her magazine, right? And so if I didn't have the web radio going on at that time, I would not really have anything to offer to her. Not that I was, that you just go to an event and you just try to offer things to people and just get things in exchange. But you can certainly want to present yourself as somebody of service, and then you would have the opportunity to either collaborate or cooperate, or maybe you trade services, or maybe you trade stages. So what happens after that is when she, her name is Mirella, when she was in the United States, a couple months later, I invited her to come and speak at my meetup. Again, I would have to have the meetup already going. And so I invited her to come and speak at my meetup, and in turn, she invited me to come and speak at her event. Her event is going to be this coming May. It's in the UK. It's called the Migrant Women Conference event. And of course, I gladly accept that, and I invited her back to my event, which is going to be this July, July 15, 16 in Costa Mesa. I invited her to come to speak at my event. So what you can see there is, for me, being in the United States, and I have a web radio show that is going on a year. It's a weekly web radio show that I interview thought leaders, entrepreneurs. I promote my own friends, entrepreneurs and business owners just like me. From using that as leverage, I was able to get on a magazine. It's an international magazine because it's published in the UK. And from doing the meetup that I've been doing since, I think it's going to be about a year, the monthly meetup that I do, because I have that platform, I was able to invite her to come and speak. And then what came out of that is an invitation to speak on her stage over in the UK. So those are just two of the things that I do. And so if you think about it, if we are prepared, if we are always building up our business, right? But building it up strategically, not just let me do some of this and let me do some of that and let me do some of that. Doing it knowing how you can use it, right? Besides offering to your clients, but there are certain things that you can do to position yourself, and then you use that as leverage to gain other business opportunities, right? So, but you have to be doing them already. You can't, it wouldn't really work if I talk to somebody and say, hey, that's great, I want to be in your magazine. I'm going to start my radio show pretty soon. When I have it, I'll invite you, right? That is not good. You would already have this going on. So when you're going to an event, when you're meeting a prospect or a possible business partner, it is a good thing to keep in mind what you already have going on, what you already have lining up, because what you have might just be exactly what they want, right? Maybe like my friend, she already has a magazine. She wants to be on the radio, and yes, I have a web radio show, and I'm with one of the is with Radio Star Worldwide Network, based in Phoenix, Arizona. She's in the UK. She wants to create a presence in the US. I'm sure I'm not the only person from the US that she meets, but I am there. I show up to the event. I show up with the intention of making certain connections, and I have the work already. I already have those projects, those platforms, and I can just connect with people that way, and I leverage my work. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to create that content. You want to build that platform, and you always be ready to offer it to other people, whether it's a client or whether it's a potential business partners. So let me ask you this. What are you doing right now that you could use to leverage? Is it your book? If it's the book, what else can you do with the book? From the book, can you create an online course? From an online course, can you create an event? From the event, can you create partnerships, sponsorships? So because I have my event coming up, I'm able to trade a couple of stages with my friends. I'm able to get a couple of sponsors to help pay for the event, and I'm able to position myself as really as somebody of importance, right? Because you could be a coach, but you're not just a coach. If you're a coach and you're also an author, and you also is an online course creator, and you also a speaker, and you also put on events, and you keynote at other people's events, all of those things will line up for you if you start with doing the work. Because if you just sit there and you want to be the next wonder that people are going to discover, it probably won't happen. All of this that I'm doing, I've been working on this. It's going to be, I would say, it's not even a year. It has not even been a year. When I actually really launched my coaching business, it was back in September. That's when I had a real website up, and that's when I really start pushing it, because then now I have something to drive people to, like, okay, go look at my website. There's stuff on there. But before that, I was just doing my meetup. I got my clients from my meetup. I got my clients in my peer group from talking to people, but really having a real business model that started last September. So that would make it, I don't know, 7 months, 7 or 8 months or so. And